there's three. Hey, Mark, there's three.
From the roads to the rails and everywhere in between.
All the train tickets were sold out already.
The Thanksgiving travel season is in full swing.
I left at like 2 a.m. to go to the airport.
I wanted to get there as soon as possible.
Travelers getting out early ahead of Arctic air that will make this Thanksgiving among the coldest on record for millions. Overnight freeways were already backed up for miles, like here in Los Angeles. More than 48 million drivers expected to hit the road this week, the busiest Thanksgiving in more than a decade. Even trains will be packed. Crowds swarming Union Station in the nation's capital, and Amtrak expects more than 750,000 passengers the next few days. And if you're flying, you'll be joined by nearly 3 million people flying today alone. Luckily, airlines anticipating the rush, adding more available seats on flights, increasing TSA staffing, authorities even opening up restricted airspace to commercial flights to handle the surge. But for some in California, the crowds are the least of their worries. Smoke from those massive wildfires making visibility so low it's grounding flights in San Francisco. Back on the East Coast, preparations are underway for the frigid and windy conditions expected at tomorrow's Macy's Parade. Those famous balloons won't fly if winds top 23 miles an hour. Each balloon has its own supervisor, working with police to determine if it's safe to fly. And this year, a new security measure. Along the parade route, specially trained dogs to sniff out explosives, joining the thousands of officers on the streets and rooftops, protecting the expected 3.5 million spectators.
This is going to be a very safe place to be, so we encourage everybody, despite the anticipated cold weather, to come down, see the balloons, and have a great time.
Season's greetings from Logan Airport, where long lines wrapped around Terminal A by early morning. A sure sign that the holiday travel rush is on.
It's worth it. Gotta go see family, right?
Before you can get to that turkey, you've got to get through security. And with longer than normal wait times, we found many travelers checking in extra early for their flights.
Our flight is at 11:40, so we just try to come in a little early so we don't miss all the rush, and I know it was going to be crazy today.
We heard all the warnings, so actually never flown on Thanksgiving before.
He's not alone. A record number of people are expected to travel this Thanksgiving. AAA says 54.3 million will go at least 50 miles from home, the highest number since 2005, up 5% over last year. But more people doesn't always mean more problems.
Pretty uneventful. I mean, we were a little bit early to the airport as expected, trying to beat the rush, and it seemed like it worked out fairly well.
Thankfully for those arriving and departing here at Logan, weather isn't making an impact today. Still, the key to success for holiday travel, be prepared.
Just planning ahead, leaving early, giving yourself plenty of time.
If you're traveling this Thanksgiving, expect heavy traffic and long delays. This holiday weekend will see the highest Thanksgiving travel volume in more than a decade.
If you're on the roads, this afternoon is the busiest time to travel, no matter if you're going to the airports or if you're just trying to get out of town. Try to avoid this afternoon because that's going to be very busy.
Just in Illinois, 2.5 million people will hit the roads to drive to their holiday celebrations. AAA tells us drivers should allow 2 extra hours just to get to their destination because of the large spike in traffic.
I think timing is everything, getting on the expressway.
Those traffic jams convince some, like Diane Cherry, to just stay at home and enjoy their turkey.
My husband's like, I just want to stay home, watch the Bears game, and have people come over.
According to traffic data, this afternoon is the busiest time to travel out on the roads when the commute times are at least double than what you usually plan for.
Give yourself at least 2 hours to get through security checkpoints and then extra time on the roadways.
If you are traveling by air, travel experts say it could take up to 2 hours just to get to the airport. Then once you walk in, expect those long security lines. Officials say O'Hare and Midway airports are among the busiest in the nation for Thanksgiving holiday travel.
I would always say always get here early because you really don't know how busy it's going to be, and looks are deceiving. I wouldn't chance it. It is one of the busiest travel days of the year.
The president told the top lawyer in the White House that he wanted the Justice Department to prosecute Hillary Clinton and former FBI Director James Comey, according to the Times report. That's something Trump vowed to do during the height of the 2016 campaign.
If I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
And more recently, he's talked about going after Comey, who he fired in May of 2017.
What he did was horrible. Should he be locked up? Let somebody make a determination.
The Times reports that White House counsel Don McGahn scuttled the president's request to prosecute Clinton and Comey. Instead, McGahn had the White House legal team write a memo warning that prosecuting political enemies could have grave consequences for the president, possibly including impeachment for abuse of power. These revelations come as President Trump is already under attack from Democrats for the forced resignation of Jeff Sessions as Attorney General and the appointment of Matt Whitaker, who has expressed serious skepticism of the Mueller investigation.
A mystery in Colts Neck, a well-to-do New Jersey neighborhood, a $1.5 million mansion going up in flames, the fire turning deadly.
Unfortunately, we have confirmed that there are 4 fatalities that were found to be at the home. It's 2 adults and 2 children.
Authorities say a man was found dead in front of the house, his wife and 2 children found dead inside. And now police believe this was possibly intentional.
We are investigating this as an arson, an intentional fire, but I have nothing further in terms of investigating the fatalities that I can provide at this time.
To make it all even stranger, law enforcement sources say the owner of the mansion is a relative of the owner of this home in Ocean Township, New Jersey, which also caught fire Tuesday morning. Nobody was hurt there. The relatives are business partners running a New York area technology company. Colts Neck, New Jersey is the kind of town celebrities flock to. Bruce Springsteen owns an estate here. Jon Stewart and his wife have an animal sanctuary here. But now it's at the center of this potential murder mystery.
So these are Kemp's Ridley sea turtles. So you can see them in here. There's 2 per box.
Jake and Owen Bernstein are pretty excited about meeting their fellow passengers for their trip to Florida. Their dad, Steve, is donating his time and his plane to deliver 20 rescued Kemp's Ridley sea turtles to the warmer weather down south.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's great.
Steve and his boys are taking part in Turtles Fly 2, a total volunteer effort by private pilots who assist turtle rescue efforts.
Well, we just enjoy volunteering and helping out, and we admire the work everybody does at NOAA and all the sea turtle rescue centers, and just want to be a part of that.
Turtles are pretty cute. Can't wait to hear the sounds they make when they strap in and enjoy the ride.
Because of a recent trend of warmer sea temperatures during the summer, the turtles actually get trapped in Cape Cod Bay when they should start the migration south.
This is a new phenomenon.
Tony Lacasse of the New England Aquarium says they've had to rescue more than 200 turtles over the last few years, and they've reached capacity. Flights like these are imperative to getting these turtles south so they can continue their rehabilitation and eventually be released.
Sea turtles can survive in water temperatures that are still like in the mid to high 40s. When we get below that, not many survive.
Today's flight will be an all-day event for a total of 1,300 miles. Final destination, Stuart, Florida.
For them to be able to come in here and use a local airport and to be able to get down to Florida in under a day, it's just the way to go.